are you? How was your week? Did you decompress? Go back to work, go back to school, have a better week? Good. Well, good if you did. I got to go back to work, and that helps. Gives you your routine back. You get that back. And it helps you to start to feel again, because through the holiday, you feel the good stuff, but you don't necessarily take care of the stuff that makes you a little bit crazy. So we had to start doing that. And I'm noticing that doesn't always happen. We can't always figure things out. There's an anxiety. I have an anxiety. I think that all of us do. I think that when you've gone through something that's as bad as what we've been through, as bad as what you've been through, you end up with an anxiety. And one of the things that I am thinking is, my mom told me a long time ago, when Colleen was little, she got very, very sick. We thought we were going to lose her. And we had the same anxiety. And my mom said, we lost our innocence. And what she meant was, we all have an innocence that our children are going to live to be old. We have an innocence that we're not going to lose our house or our job. We know that it's possible, but I mean, realistically, most people do not lose their children. Most people do not lose their job. I do think, and you know I think, most people have bad things that happen to them. But you don't want to live your life worried about it. But then something happens. Your job gets downsized. Your house has a fire. Your child gets in trouble at school. Your mom gets sick. You lose your kid. There goes the innocence. Here comes the anxiety, the fear. It manifests itself differently for different people. Some people get caught up and tight and scared. Some people get angry. And some people talk too much. But it's all in anxiety. So what do? How do we cope with this? Because you kind of have to cope. I know I don't want to not feel the pain, but I also need to be able to cope so that I can do my job and I can take care of my family. So I went to where I always go. I went to the Bible. I'll read some stuff, and a lot of Psalm deals with this. Psalm 3:5. I can lie down and go to sleep, and I will wake up again, because the Lord protects me. Yeah, going to sleep is a tough one for me. But I have to remember, He's there. He's going to be there. Psalm 25:4. Lord, tell me your ways. Show me how to live. Asking. 27:1. Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and the one who saves me. So why should I fear anyone? The Lord protects my life. So why should I be afraid? And Isaiah 41:10. Don't worry, because I am with you. Don't be afraid, because I am your God. I will make you strong and will help you. I will support you with my right hand that saves you. This is what David said, Psalm 142. I cry out to the Lord. I pray to the Lord for mercy. I pour out my problems to him, and I tell him my troubles. And when I'm afraid, you, Lord, you know the way out. Lord, I cry out to you. I say, you are my protection. You are all I want in this life. Listen to my cry because I am helpless. Free me from my prison, and I will praise your name. Doesn't always feel like it. It doesn't always feel like it. Sometimes it feels like you're alone in all of this. I get that. I feel that way too. I look really bad in the sunlight. Doesn't matter. So listen, when it doesn't feel like it, when you're scared, I guess you have to remember that God is there. I was thinking about this because we talk about remembering, not being afraid, and being calm. But I also know there are times when I'm screaming. When Colleen was sick, that time when she was little, we got to a very, very, very low point. And we weren't sure whether she was going to live or die. The doctors weren't sure. There was nothing we could do. I had been praying all along, but it didn't feel like it was helping. So I got in the car and I started screaming. And I was screaming at God. And I was explaining things. And I did it all the way home. I get home, and Kenny was still at the hospital. And he called me and he said, it's a miracle. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, after you left, her breathing got better and better. She perked up. She got better. I said, when? He said, right after you left. I said, right after I left, I was screaming at God. He said, well, it worked. The other day, I was driving home from somewhere, and I was hitting all these red lights, and I was frustrated and crazy and cranky and yelling. And all of a sudden, the lights started turning green to let me through. I was hitting these red lights over and over and over again. I couldn't get through. I started screaming, and the path opened for me. I was screaming too when Colin was in the hospital this time, and it didn't change anything. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to give up. It doesn't mean that I think God is bad or doesn't exist. It just means maybe he couldn't fix this. What he has to do now is fix the rest of what happened, because when you have something bad that happens to you, you have to deal with the fallout. And you can't do that on your own. God never promised bad things wasn't going to happen. He never said, your life will be perfect. And anybody who says that hasn't been through enough yet. What God said was, I will help you through. And it seems to me that even when I say it and ask for it in a crazy way and scream it, God gets it. God doesn't get it that he's going to bring back my girl to here. What God gets is that we have to keep doing what we need to do. We have to keep taking care of our family, doing our jobs, praying for Carl. There's a lot of anger when you lose a child. And I think God understands that, because I can't imagine that he sent his son to be in pain and to die without feeling a little bit of anger and a lot of craziness. So he kind of maybe gets it. When you feel helpless, you don't know what to do, and you're afraid of things that are going to happen, sit down, calm down, and pray. Or get in the car and start screaming and pray. I'm not saying it's going to fix things, but maybe what it'll do is calm us all down so that we're not afraid of things we have no control over. We just know that we have to get through the stuff that we have to get through. I know I say it every week, but I honestly feel this way. I don't know if I make sense. Sometimes I think maybe the words are just crazy words. So bear with me on this stuff. But know that the whole point, it comes down to, when something bad happens, pray. Even if it's really, really, really bad, and even if you're praying very loudly, pray. And at some point, you will realize that you were helped through. Maybe not at the same time, maybe later, but you'll know. Lauren Daigle sings a song. Thank God I do. I've seen love come and I've seen love walk away. So many questions. Will anyone stay? It's been a hard year. So many nights in tears. All of the darkness trying to fight my fears alone. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go. So keep me held in your hands. I've started breathing. The weight is lifted here. With you it's easy. My head is finally clear. There's nothing missing when you are by my side. I took the long road, but now I realize I'm home with you. I'm home. You're my safe place, my hideaway. You're my anchor, my saving grace. You're my constant, my steadiness. You're my shelter, my oxygen. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. Thank God I do. You got God on your side. You got the people that God sent, all these angels, all these people that listen and call and make dinner. So know that God's got this. He's going to get you through. And we'll get through this. And we'll start to get ready for the next crazy thing. But we're still here. And still semi-sane. Let's just try to get through. Have a good week. Love you. I miss you a lot. But we'll be together soon. Take care.